Good morning, Cardenas RJ, back with another video. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 1989. A classic baseball card. The one of the update series, you can tell because of the numbering. But this one is interesting in particular because it shows Mr. Schmidt in the green St. Patrick's Day uniform. During spring training, a number of teams, most notably the Phillies and Reds that I'm aware of, wear green uniforms when they play on St. Patrick's Day. There probably are other teams that do it, but I always see the Phillies ones, and I have seen the Reds donning the green uniforms on St. Patrick's Day. And then typically what they do is they will auction these off in charities because they only wear them one day, never again. So they will take the uniforms that the players wore that day and auction them off for charity. I can honestly say I've never bothered to even try and track one down. I can't imagine what the price would be, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a green Phillies hat just for fun. So this is from 1989, one of the classic releases of Mike Schmidt. Today's random baseball item of the day. I'm a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame, meaning I give them an annual donation and they make me quote unquote a member, and then I get nice little tchotchkes delivered to me here every once in a while. One of the things that I get sent to me, and it comes in various forms at various times, are lapel pins. So going back a ways, this is from 2013. And it is the members pin from 2013. And at sometimes you'll get this. They'll list the names of the players or the people who got elected to the Hall of Fame. And in this particular case, this is when actually no current players were made it into the Hall of Fame during that election. Although 3 veterans did, 3 members of the Veterans Committee, 3 people from the Veterans Committee were elected in. The Veterans Committee elected 3 new representatives. One is umpire Hank O'Day. The other is Jacob Ruppert, who was the owner of the Yankees when they became great in the 20s. And then Deacon White, a 19th century 1800s ball player. And that's who went in 2013. I got that on the member pin. I got another similar pin in 2015. This is when Craig Biggio, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and John Smoltz went in. 2015 member pin. I'm only showing off the ones that had names of the players who got elected. 2016, Griffey Jr. and Piazza went in. And then the last one I have, actually this one doesn't even show players, it just says Hall of Fame member 2019, but it's got the red, white, and blue. Some of these that I have are like pewter. They have no color on them, but I like the ones that have color, so I'm showing those off right there. So anyway, today's trivia question. Prize going to be a 2011 Vladdy Daddy card. Really great late era card of Vladdy Daddy. You got the whole stats on the back of this one here. Designated hitter for the Rangers at this time. That is your prize, 2011 Vladimir Guerrero Hall of Famer card. If you can answer this question. Again, this one came out of the Sporting News Trivia book. Very fascinating question when I found this one. This one's going to take some research, people, all right? The original Washington Senators from 1900. They played in Washington up until 1960. It was well known that they were going to leave Washington at the end of the 1960 season and leave and go play in Minnesota as the Twins, okay? So, that they did. Now, baseball, the organization, Major League Baseball, it didn't sit well with them. They didn't have a baseball team in the nation's capital. That just irked the powers that be to no end back in the 60s. 1960, you got to have a team in Washington, D.C. You got to have a team in the nation's capital. So that's why expansion happened the next year. Plus, there was also the fact that, they were feeling the pressure from Branch Rickey, who was forming what he called the Continental League. He had the plans to form another rival Major League outfit to tap markets that were, hankering for a Major League team, but Major League Baseball was slow to react, so Branch Rickey took it upon himself to form the Continental League. Now, it never went anywhere because expansion took away some of the markets. And in 1961, the American League expanded by 2 teams. One of them was another Washington Senators. It was a completely different franchise that eventually moved to Texas to become the Texas Rangers. And also the Los Angeles Angels started playing in 61 as well. I have an interesting question for you, though. There were 3 players who played on the final 1960 Washington Senators original team, but also played on the 1961 expansion Washington Senators team. 3 players who did that. One of those has this unique distinction. He only played 2 games in his entire career. 2. One of those games was with the original Washington Senators in 1960. The other game was with the expansion Washington Senators in 1961, and that was the extent of his Major League career. Name that player. Send me an email with the correct answer. I'll include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of that question. You'll have today and tomorrow to answer, and we're going to pick a winner on Sunday. And let me tell you this, that is such an amazing question. I'm going to have to expand my prizes for that. So right now, as I'm talking, I'm reaching into my bag of stuff, and I'm going to find something else to throw in to that awesome prize for you. This is what I'll throw in. A Craig Nettles auto card. I took this out of Topps Archives last year. Greg Nettles, Archives fan favorite autograph. So both of those cards will go for that prize. I think that prize is hard enough that it warrants a little something extra for anybody who can get it right, all right? So today what I want to show off, a couple old sets leading into a new set. All the same, though. Take a look at what we got. So I've shown this one off before. Picked up this card set, little box set for my box set collection. It's what's called a Topps TV box set. And I assume it's called TV because perhaps the only place you could buy this was in a television advertisement, and they only came in this box set. This is the list of players. I'm not going to pull it out again. This is the list of players that were part of this set. I've shown this off before. Now, this past Christmas, I received a gift in the mail from Shane over to Shoebox Legends. Shout out to Shane. He was kind enough to send me the Red Sox TV set, something I did not yet have. And again, I'll gush on you a little bit. Shane, you are the man. Thank you very, very, very much. This is, you can see here, all members on the 1990 opening day Major League roster. I think it includes more than just those players, probably some minor leaguers that didn't make the team, or, definitely some coaches are included in that set, but I have shown this one off before. There are several sets to go. There's about 8 total of those box sets with different players. Not every player made the list. Not every team, I should say, made the list. But this one, from 1990, is the Yankees version. I picked this one up off the bay. Now, these card sets can be had on the bay. For whatever reason, though, they're asking for sick money, like $100 a pop for these cards. I don't get that. $100 for that set? No, not really. These are the players that are listed, that are included in the set. I'm going to thumb through the whole set real quick. I think it's just so cool. The backs are, not really much in the way of the back, although this technically is a Bernie Williams rookie card that's included in here if you're a Bernie Williams fan, but we'll get to that because it's the last numbered card in the set. So here you go. Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent was actually the manager at the start of 1990. The manager and some coaches, a guy named Mark Connor, Billy Connors, Mike Ferraro, Joe Sparks, Champ Summers. I think Summers was still a coach. Yeah, Champ Summers was the coach. And it gets into some of the players. So here we go. Greg Caderet. And a lot of these are going to be names you've never heard of because a lot of these are, minor or fringe players. Chuck Carey, Lee Guterman, Andy Hawkins, Dave LaPointe, Tim Leary, Lance McCullers. This is why the Yankees went through the desert of baseball during the 80s and into the 90s because they had these kind of players for them. Alan Mills, Clay Parker, Pascual Perez, I have heard of, Eric Plunk, Dave Righetti. Some of them are still known players. Jeff Robertson, Rick Cerrone, Bob Guerin, Steve Balboni, all stick, no hit. Yeah, Steve Balboni, one of those guys who had some great home run hitting things, but barely batted the Mendoza line. Mike Blowers, Alvaro Espinosa, there's a Don, these are Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly sporting the mullet back then. Steve Sachs, still swinging. Wayne Tollinson, Randy Velarde, Jesse Barfield, Mel Hall, Roberto Kelly, Luis Polonia, Deion Sanders, Neon Deion. That is almost a rookie card of Deion. Probably had a couple 1989 cards because he did play for the Yankees in 89. Here's your Dave Winfield, Steve Adkins, Oscar Azoker, Bob Brower, Britt Burns, Bob Davidson, not the umpire Bob Davison, Brian Dorsett, Dave Island, John Fischel, Andy Fox, John Habyan, Cullen Hartzog, Sterling Hitchcock, I remember Sterling Hitchcock, Brian Johnson, Jimmy Jones, Scott Kamenecki, Mark Leiter, Al's brother, Jim Leyritz, looking real young there, Jason Maz, one of those Kevin's brother. Here's Kevin Maz. Yeah, no, I see where when I looked in the back, I remember looking at this, trying to find out. And if you find out where they were born in different places. I'm not sure if that's because the family moved, but Jason Maz and Kevin Maz, they look like brothers, don't they? Look at those pictures. Look at that mug. Don't they look like brothers? I don't know if they really are related. Hensley Mullins, Kevin M. Mahat, Rich Monteleone, I should say, Vince Phillips, Carlos Rodriguez, Dave Sachs, Willie Smith, Van Snyder, Andy Stankiewicz, Wade Taylor, Ricky Torres, Jim Wallenwander, there's a hell of a name, Wallenwander, and then Bernie Williams. So that is the extent of the Yankees team set. I have seen the Mets and the Cardinals available on the Bay. Haven't seen the Cubs. There's a Cubs one. Haven't seen that one available on the Bay. I need to get all of these boxed sets to complete my project of getting every boxed set ever collected. So that is a task that I have to undertake. Anyway, that is my showcase for today, people. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support. One last thing. It is Friday now. Tomorrow is the final day for entries into my 400 subscriber contest. Again, I'll include a link in the description below so you can find out all you need to do to enter that contest. I am picking the winner this coming Sunday, St. Patrick's Day. So great prizes to give away. 1974 Topps Mike Schmidt in a PSA 8. Last I saw, that was a $150 card. I even got a B16 or B18, I think it's called the B18 blanket from 1916 of Hall of Fame outfielder Zach Wheat. A lot of great prizes to give away. Would love for you guys to be a part of it, but you got to give me a VR to do it, or send me an email. Check out the link below to find all the information, all right? Appreciate you all taking by. I'll see you again on Sunday, all right? Have a great weekend. Take care.